So today we're going to take a look at a team that not only hit Legend, but also get up to 450 points in 3 days here today. And this team is going to be with the Dustin on the lead, Non-Shadow, the Togekiss, as well as the Togetic. So Double Toge is going to be here today's motto for this video. And let's take a look on if this is going to work out and how this is going to work out. We're going to see the swap out straight away here into your Togekiss. Instead of staying in with the lead here, that's going to be very interesting. Togekiss is running the Psyshock as well as the R-Sphere moveset. I'm still quite curious why people is suggesting to go for Ancient Power. I don't really understand it. I've seen only people running really Psyshock based, basically for just the pacing reason. The pacing reason is kind of important for this Pokemon here. And Psyshock is coming through against the opponent's Togekiss, as we can now go into the Dusknoir. Dustin was not going to have the best time here either, as we see the Dazzling team coming through, doing some solid damage. Actually, Dazzling team on this Pokemon is interesting. So we will see now the Shadow Punch coming through against the opponent's Togetic. So, very similar team, I think, from both players. Very similar team. Double Toge backline, which is kind of fine to have this in the beginning. They, by the way, sent me way more battles as well, but I just want to keep it at like 50 minutes. We're at the end of the season. We are very likely, by the way, getting the next season next week already, the news towards that. Why? Because there has been stuff found in the code already. I don't really need to talk too much about it. It looks like we don't have ranks next season. If you played PvP for earlier, you know already what that means. But yeah, there's been stuff found in the code. I'm not going to make a specific video towards it yet. We'll wait when the new season gets announced. I hope that there are major changes coming with it, but we have to see. We just got like an update this night basically towards the Game Master file for next season for PvP, and it seems like that ranks got removed, which happened once before when we had a ginormous issue in the game where someone was using cheats in order to win battles, and don't think this is currently happening, so there must be a different reason for having this, but we will find out most likely when the blog post is up for it. So yeah, basically what this means for most players, and now I'm actually talking about it, is it's very likely that you're going to be able, based on what is currently in the code, can change as well. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. It's very likely that you don't need to have ELO next season, and you can just get your battles done and get up to the highest rank with just winning battles, I think it was. And that's quite easy, and you don't need to worry about ELO, and you're going to be able to get at the end of the day Pikachu, which usually the last time this happened was not allowed to be shiny, even though it was shiny released prior. They turn off the shiny for it just to make it rare for the people who get up to Legend without with normal seasons, as well as they did last time around. I think they changed a bit of the rewards as well. I don't know, you're gonna get the costumes and whatever. You just were not able to get a shiny Pikachu from that season, but it has some benefits, has some opposites as well. But anyway, I kind of want to talk about the team, of course. Well, it's kind of rude of me to talk about some other topic here. Well, someone sent us some nice gameplay in here. I actually was thinking about running Togetic, Togekiss core in the back there as well. Was something I wanted to showcase anyway, so I was very happy to see that they reached out to me on Twitter to ask me if I want to showcase their battles, and of course I kind of want to do this now. Sorry for drifting away a little bit in the beginning. It's just a topic, of course, that's kind of important for a lot of people as well. But here we're going to see the benefit of having Ancient Power on this Togetic, though. It's the best move on this Pokemon, for sure, in this meta. It doesn't have access to either R-Sphere or the Psyshock, as far as I know. It has only access to Aerial Ace otherwise, which is not ideal. And we see already it's going to do super effective damage against the Gyarados, and we're going to move on to the next battle, where Togetic is going to go up here against you as well. Kind of interesting. I think you've been seeing so many of them already at this point, which is kind of funny. I haven't really seen that many of them yet. I only faced 1 or 2 or something, but I really want to try out the double Toge backline anyway, because I think that Togekiss is perfect here to enable Togetic to work in this current meta. What I mean with this is you have perfect coverage on the Togekiss, you have the same type as a Togetic, and you don't have the bulk though, but you're going to be the better say-so by far for this kind of way, especially with Peck as a fast move, which also the other Pokemon doesn't have. The cool thing about Togetic and Togekiss is that the charge moves of Oranguru as well as Turtonator are usually fully resisted, which means you're going to be a very good defensive Pokemon there as well, especially if the opponent gets up some energy. You can kind of utilize your backline here in order to soak up that damage. And we will very likely see this here as well. We're going to have the Togetic coming through. We'll be able to take the hit as well. The Brutal Swing is coming through here from the opponent's Oranguru, and they just decide to forfeit, knowing that they can't break through the Togetic. So yeah, well, Togekiss is going to be the best say-so, but Togetic has a more bulk. And this is going to be, of course, quite important as well in the GO Battle League, as this is going to allow you to survive some hits a bit easier and makes a very solid closer here as well. And maybe, just maybe, we could even see today an Ancient Power boost, which would be very, very cool. Ancient Power, of course, has a 10% chance to boost the own stats of defense and as well as attack. So that's kind of beneficial. We have the Dusknoir here against the other Dusknoir, which is totally fine as well. And Shadow Punch coming through, which is going to allow us now to go for another Shadow Punch as well. We're going to have a very solid matchup here generally, as we're going to have here now the Togetic coming in. As we will see here, they survive with 1 HP in Dream. Octale is going to allow them to get some damage in, but while there's Dragon type coming up here, it's also Dragon Ice type, so we both hit each other for some super effective damage, but with also the Pokemon that you still have in the back, there's no way they're going to be able to win this battle. And so we can move on to the next opponent, where you face a perfect lead, as a Medicham has 0 play against the entire team. That's kind of only true though, because if they would get some energy advantage somewhere, they would be able to at least deal with your other Pokemon here still a little bit. We have the Turtle come in, we're going to use a shield as well. This is going to allow you to take the Brutal Swing. It's going to, you should be able to take a Brutal Swing now. You shouldn't be using a shield here anymore. As you see, Brutal Swing is coming in. We have the Aura Sphere coming through. This is going to allow you to get the KO against the opponent, unless they use a shield as well. They use a shield. And yeah, of course, you're gonna let this move go. You're not gonna be able to align yourself. You have 1 HP left. But it's okay. You're going to have the Dusknoir getting some energy up. And again, Dusknoir with energy is a Pokemon that doesn't have an answer. Like, this is the thing as well. You're always going to be able to hit something for neutral damage, which you see in all with Oranguru. And again, we see as well that the opponent is going to be able to get up a ton of energy. But that energy doesn't help you if you're going to face up against the Togetic. As the Dazzling Gleam is coming through here against the opponent's Medicham, it's wise to use your shield here for both players, both of the Medicham as well as the Togetic. Of course, I want to use a shield here, as Ice Punch is the hardest hitting damage that Togetic will have to endure here today. This is going to be basically at them now. They should be energy dry. You should be able to get a bit of an extra energy lead, which you do perfectly here, as the Dazzling Gleam is going to now enable you to knock them out, most likely, as they're going to stop back into the Oranguru, where you can take the hit. This is not going to knock you out. It's not going to be enough at all, and you can try to go for the Dazzling Gleam, which is ultimately most likely enough to knock them out, as this does a ton of stab damage and the opponent goes down. Next up, we are going to have Turtonator. Turtonator is going to be a Pokemon that you're going to have a great coverage against as well, with the backline at least at taking those damage. I'm kind of curious on why you swap out right away though. Like, you could also get some energy first on your lead and then swap out afterwards, because again, the energy is going to be wasted against your backline anyway. I would rather take the opportunity to get some energy with your lead to have that for late game. But here we see the Togekiss against the Togekiss, which is a matchup you are going to be able to take the hit off. Okay, it's going to be a Side Shot coming through. Very likely the Turtonator is going to try to retaliate here, and they should be able to outspeed you as well. So the only logical play here is to shield this move up. I guess you can go ahead and go for a Shadow. You can't go for a Shadow Punch. I was wondering as well there. Like, I don't really feel like this was the wisest choice. But you still have the Togetic at least here to take the charge moves. That's the thing as well. I would have just rather gave the opponent energy, because the energy doesn't really matter here. Brutal Swing doesn't do damage. Yeah, at least you have Ancient Power here. This is going to be a benefit. Ancient Power does some super effective damage here against the Turtonator, which is kind of cool, allowing you to knock them out, but you don't get the boost. You're going to have the Gyarados up against you. This Ancient Power is doing some super effective damage, but it's not enough to knock them out either. You even undercharge though, because the opponent swapped out into their own Togekiss. What a play by them. This is not going to be enough to knock you, as far as I know, but it's going to put you into farmland range. Exactly. The Ancient Power is coming through. They're very likely going to invest a shield, and you have to swap out straight away in order to have a chance here. But I'm not too sure if this is going to work out for you. Well, yes, you're going to be able to get the Side Shock off. This is not... Okay, maybe it does enough damage. No, it does not enough damage. I think that you're not going to be able to farm them down with Fairy Wind at this point. And this is going to mean that you are going to lose this battle, even though you have a Fairy type that's getting farmed down by a Pokemon with a Dragon type fast move damage. So Oranguru is going to be next here, and again, you're going to be able to stay in here, and you're going to try to stop out into the Togekiss, which would be able to take all the damage here. In comes the Dewgong, which is going to be the Pokemon that you want to bait out, as you have the perfect coverage here in the Ancient Power. The Aura Sphere, Ancient Power would be on the other Pokemon, is what I wanted to say as well. But Aura Sphere is the better move to go for here against the Dewgong, and you even will be able to reach yet another charge move afterwards as well. Aura is coming through, doing some solid damage, and in comes another Aura Sphere afterwards, which is going to allow you to get the KO, as you have now alignment. And alignment is key, as Oranguru can get all the energy they want, but it will go to waste against a Pokemon like the Togetic. And this is the main benefit, and this is exactly why they played like this, as now they're going to get out the Glalie. This is an interesting matchup, as you can get the charge move off. The Ancient Power is going to do some sort of damage, and we have here still the... Okay, we still have here the Dusknoir, and I don't know, maybe you should have went for the other move instead, but at least you're going to be able to go for the full Farm Down now, as the Avalanche is coming in. The Farm Down is going to work out for you, and you have the Dynamic Punch, which you can throw straight away. Makes only sense to throw it right away, because the opponent's Oranguru, of course, goes straight for their Brutal Swing here to try to knock you out, try to get the energy from you. I doubt that they're in Dazzling Gleam range yet, so it's going to be still an interesting battle here. Not too sure on how you're going to be able to manage this, because this is not going to be enough yet. But also, while they are going to do resisted damage here, they're still going to chunk away your health, so I'm not too sure if you're going to be able to actually make this one. Let's see, is Dazzling Gleam enough? It is enough at this point, so yeah, this is going to be a good game now. The fast move damage added up enough, and we can move on to the next opponent, where we face yet another Turtonator. And you swap out straight away. In comes the Dusclops, and that's okay, it's not great. Dusclops is going to be a Pokemon that is going to have access to Ice Punch, which does super effective damage, but their fast move pressure is so low that they have to go for 2 charge moves in order to knock you out. They can take 2 hits though as well, and now it's actually the question, do you want to shield? You want to shield? I guess you want to really... Oh, align yourself. They are running Poltergeist. I did not expect this one at all. I don't think that made a lot of sense for them to go for that. But that is fine by you, because now you have alignment, and with that, Dugong is going to be aligned against your Togekiss, as well as later on against your Dusknoir, and then we have the Togetic in the back, kind of running free. So here, as we see as well, the Aura Sphere is coming in, and this is going to allow you to get, most even another shield here. Let's see. This is perfect for you. Shield's coming up. And you can try to go for at least another Dynamic Punch here first. But you have to let the one move go. Icy Wind is not going to be enough to knock you out at all. You can even take another hit, but the opponent stops out, which is actually better for you, as now, again, all the charge moves are going to be resisted from you. And we can move on to the next opponent, where we face the Togekiss in the lead. I feel like it makes most amount of sense to actually try to catch a move here, because like all the damage is not really that much against your own Togetic, or Togekiss. But you're going to stay in here, forcing the opponent to go for the charge move. It's going to be the Side Shock, very likely. And with this, you're going to swap out. You're going to not invest even in a shield here, which is interesting, as they're going to go for another Side Shock. You would be able to knock them out here and have then a shield advantage for later on. That can also kind of work out for you. But the opponent decides to use a shield, which is interesting, so you mostly retaliate with your own shield in order to keep alignment here. But you could even let the move go and farm them down with the rest of your team. But as you will see here, the Aura Sphere is actually coming through. That's kind of funny. It is going to be double resisted, but it is going to be enough to knock them out anyway, just trying to cover for a potential swap. And then comes the Oranguru, where we're going to have the best possible answer yet again with the Togetic. They're swapping out here into their Medicham, where you can now go for the Dazzling Gleam. I would stay in for a tiny bit more, like 2 more false moves, and then swap out into the Dusknoir, but okay, actually it was better like this. I didn't count the moves perfectly there. Either the opponent was able now to go still for the Ice Punch quite early, and I don't know if the Ancient Power is going to be enough here. It's going to be a resisted hit, but it's going to chunk a bit of the opponent's health. It is enough. We don't see the boost, but the Oranguru is now going to be up here against you, as you can take the first hit, as they're going to go for the Trailblaze anyway to boost their own attack. I feel like you need to have to still go for the Ancient Power, but I think you're going to be okay here. As you still have another shield, yeah, you're going to be fine. You can shield this move up, and you hopefully should be able to survive the next move here, while you can still go for one more fast move, then go for, or 2 more fast moves and go for the charge move. But actually, you're going to lose, because you're going to lose the CMP tie, which is such a plot twist, which I didn't know as well, that the Oranguru had actually, yeah, a little bit more attack than a Togetic does. So we have 2 fairy types in the back, and you go into the one that doesn't have fairy type fast move damage. I would have most likely went into my Togetic. Yeah, I think that makes more sense, because then you're going to have exchange and power as well. Maybe you can fish for a boost there. You have fast move damage that's going to be super effective. Like this, you're going to be forced to use a shield, and yes, you are going to be able to guarantee win this in the 2 shield scenario if you really want to play it like this. Yeah, we're going to see the charge move coming in. The opponent lets the move go, and as we'll see as well, the Metang is coming back in, which is going to get a ton of energy here, but I feel like it's still going to be forced to throw, because we double resist the fast move, and we can still reach another charge move here as well. Aura Sphere is coming through. This is going to allow you to get a lot of damage onto the opponent. And in comes the Fiero, in comes our Togetic, and we should be able to go for the Ancient Power soon after. As the opponent goes for their own move, this is going to be the Drill Peck coming through, and we can go for the Ancient Power spam, as it's going to get the shield from the opponent guaranteed. You get the boost. We still don't see the boost up yet at all. I think it's important to reach the Ancient Power in time in order to do some stab damage, super effective damage here, in order to knock out the opponent's Fearow. Let's see on how this is going to work out for you in the long run. It is going to get them low enough that you can farm them down, but they're going to be able to go into them at tank, so it's going to be a close battle here. It's going to be a close battle, but I think that the Dusknoir is most ideally in a position where it's going to be able to win this one. You get a free fast movement as well. This is not going to knock you out, and now it depends on if they're going to get to the move here in time, which they don't, and this is going to be it for this video. Thanks so much for sending in the battle. Sorry for rambling about in the beginning, and we'll see you then. Bye bye.